Is starting the third day of Elul, and we started Slichot. So a couple of halachot on Slichot. Slichot is a very auspicious time. It says over here, Shulchan Aruch says, Nohagim, there is a minhag, lakum ba'ashmoret haboker, to wake up early dawn. That's the word Shulchan Aruch, to wake up in the dawn. Velomar slichot v'tachanunim, and say slichot, say sorry to Hashem. And tachanunim, say words of wanting to Hashem. Rosh Chodesh Elul, from starting Rosh Chodesh Elul, not including Rosh Chodesh obviously, because it's time where there is no Tachanun, Ad Yom Kippurim, until Yom Kippur. Now, what's interesting here, the Ramah, the Ashkenazi rabbi, adds over here, Minhag Bnei Ashkenaz, it is the tradition of the Ashkenazi rabbis. Einoken, it's not like this, they don't say Slichot. What do? When do they start? They start from a week before Rosh Hashanah. So Ashkenazim don't start Slichot yet. So if you're going to go to Ashkenazi shul right now, I pray with Ashkenazim, it's fast. You're missing Slichot. Why? They don't do Slichot over there. Sfaradim start much before. We started last night. Okay? They start from the week before Rosh Hashanah. Now, what's interesting, the Bukharians have a custom to blow the shofar after Shacharit they're doing Slichot. Actually, the Ramah says this is a minhag of Ashkenazim. והמנהג להתחיל לתקוע אחר תפילת שחרית. Their מנהג, Slichot himself, I guess it was added in between like this. But their minhag was to start blowing the shofar after shacharit. And from this hishtarev minhag, the minhag got a little confused, and they also started blowing the shofar in Slichot, this and that. If you look in all the Slichot books, at least the old ones, it never says over there to blow the shofar. That's why in our shul we don't blow the shofar. The blow the shofar. In fact, according to the Mekubalim, we have heard that it's not written, but we've heard from a Masoret tradition that it's not good to blow the shofar during the month of Elul. Why? Because you're awakening the power of the Deen. And in the month of Elul, we don't want to awaken the power of the Deen before it's supposed to be awakened. When is it supposed to be awakened? On Rosh Hashanah. Right now is not time for. Right now is time of mercy. שופר מתאים בשורשו, אבל לא לעורר את זה לפני הזמן שלו. So therefore, we don't blow the shofar in our shul during Slichot. We don't do that. Now, what's the halacha if a person cannot wake up early in the morning? What should he do? Can't wake up. What is the level of better of going Slichot? The best time to go to Slichot, says the Achronim, is an Ashmoret HaBoker. When is Ashmoret HaBoker? Before Shacharit in Netzach Hamad. That means already from 4:30, it's called Ashmoret HaBoker. That's the best time to say Slichot. After that, when is the best time to say Slichot? Before Shacharit until 12 o'clock. Last time to say Shmona Esrei Shacharit right now is about 12:59. That's the second, until that time is the second best time to say Slichot. If you have no other choice, when could you say it? Before Mincha. But saying Slichot before Mincha, Rav Ovadia brings this down. How you say it's good to do, you should do it, but it's not atakash. When is also a good time to say Slichot? After midnight. Why? From midnight until Shacharit, there's a very big awakening in Shamayim. Why? Everyone's asleep. Nobody's learning Torah. The air is clean. Nobody's saying Lashon Hara. Like I heard in Israel, there's a one day of the year during the Omer time, everyone stops. They make a huge horn for all the dead soldiers. And everyone stops just like that. Nobody moves, nobody talks. The whole Israel is silent. Yom HaZikaron. So that time, the rabbis say, one shouldn't waste this time. Don't sit silently. The whole Israel, there's not one person saying Lashon Hara right now. Nobody's watching television. Nobody's doing any bad stuff. Everybody's just standing. The air is clean. So they didn't come up with this. The religious people already knew about this. When is the best time to learn Torah and to say Slichot? After midnight. That time, the air is clean. It's good to say Tehillim, to pray, to learn Torah, and so on and so forth. But if you have no choice, then you could say it afterwards. Now, what about saying Slichot after sunset? That means right now, there are shuls, they follow Rav Moshe Feinstein, for example, they wrote Moshe, he says you could say Slichot even during the nighttime. I want to quote you Rav Moshe Zachuta, a Remez. The Remez says like this, Rav Moshe Zachuta, he was one of the biggest Mekubalim. He says, whoever says Slichot before midnight and after sunset, which is right now, Karov hu, this is Lashon Liktzotz B'nitiot. He's very close into Chas Shalom, cutting, I don't want to say some high worlds on Shamayim. Now what do people rely on? There is a Rav Ovadia that says, if in Israel right now it's midnight, you could connect with them. But we don't rely on this tshuva, we don't rely on this, and we try to do Slichot after midnight until sunset. After sunset, we don't say Vaya'avor. We don't say all these kinds of tachanunim. Now, let's say I want to say Slichot myself at home. Let's say I want to do that. What can I do? If you're saying Slichot at home, you're allowed to say everything except for the Vaya'avors. That you must skip. Why? Vaya'avor, you need how many people to say it? You need 10. You're not allowed to say that. Unless you know how to read from the Torah and you read the Vaya'avor with the cancellations of the Chazan. So it's as if you're reading the Torah, you're not actually saying the Vaya'avor, like you're beating the system. So if you could do that, then you could do that at home. If not, then no. Second thing you have to skip if you're saying Slichot at home, you have to skip all the Aramaic parts. You're not allowed to say the Aramaic parts. Okay? So that's for someone who's now. How about Talmidei Chachamim? Let's say you're a rabbi, or you have to go, or you're a person who learns in yeshiva, and if you're going to wake up early to Slichot, you won't be able to function for the rest of the day. Is there a certain leniency? So the Rabbein Tzion Abba Shaul says, if you're that kind of a person and you can't learn Torah the rest of the day because you said Slichot in the morning, what should you do? Try at least not to miss Slichot during the 10 days of Teshuvah, from Rosh Hashanah until Yom Kippur. And try to go to Slichot once a week. But a regular person, he must go to Slichot. Like I said in my Shabbat Shiur, how could you go to Hashem on Rosh Hashanah when it's already the day of judgment without any preparation? And you go with nice clothes, nice dress, and you're saying, Hashem, forgive me. What do you mean, forgive you? Prepare. Hire a lawyer. Do something. Our hiring the lawyer, as if bribing the king, is our Slichot. So if you want to, let's say, B'dimus, as the Lashon of the Gemara, then it's a very, very important thing to go to Slichot every morning. Now, I want to tell you something from the Sod. If you pay attention in the Slichot, there is a lot of chapters over there that go by Aleph Bet. A lot of them. And if you pay attention, if you count how many paragraphs go by the order of Aleph Bet, you're going to count exactly 12. It wasn't for nothing that they did that. The reason why they put 12 chapters inside the Slichot, and each one goes by Aleph Bet, that means first sentence starts with the letter Aleph, second sentence Bet. And there's 12, exactly 12 of them, because they correspond to the 12 systems in heaven. There are 12 systems in heaven. And every time you say one of those Aleph Bets, you're fixing the blemish that you did in one of those systems. So it's very important not to skip those chapters when you're reading Slichot. Let's say the Chazan reads very fast. Some say it's even more important than saying the Vaya'avors. Some say it's even important. Now I'm going to give you guys one more thing, and we're going to end with this. What can I do during the month of Elul to help me for the Day of Judgment? I'm going to give you two things. First of all, it's very important to say that chapter 27 of Tehillim right after you finish Shacharit, especially this month. Why? Rav Chaim HaKohen, the student of Rav Chaim Vital, says, whoever says this chapter for 40 days straight until Yom Kippur has a very high chance of coming out innocent in his verdict on Rosh Hashanah. So it's a very good thing to say that. Second thing, lots of tzedakah. Lots of tzedakah. The Chachamim used to say, you should give tzedakah the amount of your name. It's called a pidyon nefesh of your name. Let's say your name is David. Give tzedakah $14. He got off easy. If your name is Shalom, you have to give $376. Every name,
daily?
Not daily, as when you can. When you can. It's called pidyon nefesh of your name. The pidyon nefesh of your name. And every time you give tzedakah, it's important to say the Shem Yehud. Now, who should you give tzedakah to? It's good to give tzedakah to Talmidei Chachamim. Why? Because they're the closest thing to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why? What did we learn 2 weeks ago? What does it say in the Torah? Ubot itbakun. Hashem says, connect to me. Rambam says, how do you connect to Hashem? You gotta be stuck to Talmidei Chachamim. So when you give to a Talmid Chacham, it's like you're giving to Hashem as if. So it's a very, very good thing to be podeh, redeem yourself through that kind of tzedakah. Even a person who cannot do it, he will come out innocent on the day of Rosh Hashanah. It will have hatzlacha, a healthy new year, a good year. Our new year starts from today, guys. It didn't start. It's not going to start in a month. It's starting today. It's already, you feel the air, right? It's in the air. Things are changing. The high holidays are coming. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen. Amen.